Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Rana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Nama Gurva Bishtam Supurakam Guruganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shirupa Patanugam Govindabidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwa Gurun Cha Divyat Bhagavad Premnoe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchanavaranam Balarka Chilanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bandetam Shivaram Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Vanshakopatarubyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahamananyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Nama. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Antya-lila chapter 13, Pastimes with Jagadananda Pandit and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Start with verse number 1. Krishna Vicheda Jatartya Kine Chapi Manastanu Dadate Fulatam Baba Yashatam Goram Ashraye. Let me take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Gaurachandra. His mind became exhausted and his body very thin from the pain of separation from Krishna, but when he felt ecstatic love for the Lord, he again became fully developed. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. So I would say when he felt ecstatic love for the Lord, he became full again. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Sri Advaita Charya, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. Hinamate Mahaprabhu Jagadananda Sange Nanamate Ashvadaya Premara Tarange. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would taste various transcendental relationships of pure love in the company of Jagadananda Pandit. Krishna Vichede Duke Shina Manakai Baba Veshe Prabhu Kabu Prafulita Hoy. The unhappiness of separation from Krishna exhausted the Lord's mind and reduced the structure of his body. But when he felt motions of ecstatic love, he again became developed and happy. Kalara Sharalate Shayan Ate Shinakai Sharalate Haralage Vyata Hoigai. Because he was very thin when he lay down to rest on the dry back, because he was very thin when he lay down to rest on the dry bark of plantain trees, it caused him pain in his bones. Dekesa Bhaktagan Mahadukapai Sahite Nare Jagadananda Srijala Upai. All the devotees felt very unhappy to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in pain. Indeed, they could not tolerate it. Then Jagadananda Pandit devised a remedy. Shukma Bastra Ani Gorika Diya Rangala Shimulira Tuladiya Taha Puraila. He acquired some fine cloth and covered it with red oxide. This is called Gorika. Then he filled it with cotton from a shimula tree. So when I was living in India, that's how we used to dye our cloth. They had one stone, and that stone you would rub it in water, and it would make dye of Gorika, but it made saffron-colored water that you could then put the cloth in. It was a good dye. Etatuli balisha govindera hate dila prabhure shoyaya ihai tahare kahila. In this way he made a quilt and a pillow which he gave to Govinda, saying, "Ask the Lord to lie on this." Swarup Gosaike Kohe Jagadananda Aji Apane Jana Prabhure Koraya Shayana. Jagadananda said to Swarup Damodar, "Today please personally persuade Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to lie down on the bed." So he made like a mattress. He got some cloth, dyed it saffron, and then he filled it with some cotton, and he made a pillow also for Mahaprabhu. Shayanara Kale Swarup Tahai Rohila Tulibalisha Deki Prabhu Kroda Vishta Hoila. When it was time for the Lord to take rest, Swarup Damodar stayed nearby, but when Mahaprabhu saw the quilt and pillow, he was immediately very angry. Govindere Puchan Iha Koraila Konjan Jagananander Namashune Sankocha Hoilaman. The Lord inquired from Govinda, "Who has made this?" When Govinda named Jagadananda Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was somewhat fearful. Govindere Kohe Se Tuli Dura Koila Kalara Sharala Upara Shayana Korila. After asking Govinda to put aside the quilt and pillow, the Lord lay down on the dry plantain bark. Swarup Goswami said to the Lord, "I cannot contradict your supreme will, my Lord. But if you do not accept the bedding, Jagadananda Pandit will feel great unhappiness." Is it still transmitting? Okay. Swarup Damodar said to the Lord, "I cannot contradict your supreme will, my Lord. But if you do not accept the bedding, Jagadananda Pandit will feel great unhappiness." Prabhu Kohan Kata Ek Anaha Parite Jagadananda Chahe Amai Vishaya Bunjate. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "You might as well bring a bedstead here for me to lie on. Jagadananda wants me to enjoy material happiness." Sannyasi Manushamar Bhumete Shayan Amare Katatuli Balisha Mashtaka Mundan. I am in the renounced order, and therefore I must lie on the floor. For me to use a bedstead, quilt or pillow would be very shameful. Swarup Gosayashi Pandita Kohila Shuni Jagadananda Mane Mahaduka Paila. When Swarup Damodar returned and related all these incidents, Jagadananda Pandit felt very unhappy. Swarup Gosai Tabe Sri Jala Prakar Karalira Shukapatra Anila Apar. Then Swarup Damodar devised another method. First, he secured a large quantity of dry banana leaves. Naki chiri chiri dhaha ati shukma koila prabhura bahirvas dvite se sabbarila. He then tore the leaves into very fine fibers with his nails and filled two of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas outer garments or sannyas dhotis with the fibers. Emata dui koila odana parane angikara koila prabhu aneka jatane. In this way, Swarup Damodar made some bedding and a pillow, and after much endeavor by the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted them. Tate Shayana Koran Prabhu Deki Sabe Suki Jaganananda Bitare Kroda Bahire Mahaduki. Everyone was happy to see the Lord lie down on that bed, but Jagadananda was inwardly angry, and externally he appeared very unhappy. So what's happening here is, this is about pastimes with Jagadananda, and it's just to show the very strong emotional mood of Jagadananda. So he tried to get the Lord to lie on some, like a mattress or pillow, not a mattress that he himself made with cotton and cloth, but Mahaprabhu didn't want that. So Swarup Damodar made another arrangement with some dry plantain leaves, shredding them and putting them in between two of Mahaprabhu's dhotis, and Mahaprabhu was all right with that, but Jagadananda was just extremely angry at the whole incident. Purve Jagadananda Icha Vrindavana Jaite Prabhu Agya Nadena Tare Napare Chalite. Formerly, when Jagadananda Pandit had desired to go to Vrindaban, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not given his permission, and therefore he could not go.
Sri Bhakti Pavanjanardan Maharaj Ki Jai.
Formerly, when Jagadananda Pandit had decided to go to Vrindaban, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not given his permission, and therefore he could not go. Vitarer Kroda Duka Prakashana Koila Matura Jaite Prabhu Stane Agyamagila. Now, concealing his anger and unhappiness, Jagadananda Pandit again asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for permission to go to Mathura. Prabhu Kohe Mathura Jaiva. Prabhu Kohe Mathura Jaiva Amai Kroda Kori Amai Dosha Lagaya Tumi Hoiba Bikari. With great affection, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "If you are angry with me, when you go to Mathura, you will merely become a beggar and criticize me." Jagadananda Kohe Prabhur Dariya Charan Purva Hoite Ichamora Jaite Vrindavan. Grasping the Lord's feet, Jagadananda Pandit then said, "For a long time I have desired to go to Vrindavan. Prabhu Agyanahi Tate Napare Jaite Ebe Agyadeho Avasha Jaimu Nischite." I could not go without your Lordship's permission. Now you must give me permission, and I shall certainly go there. So Jagadananda Pandit wants to go to Vrindaban. Mahaprabhu says, "You're very angry now, and if you go there, when you get to Vrindaban, you'll just become a beggar there and you'll criticize me." But Jagadananda, that's not at all in his character. He's very emotional, but he's extremely attached to Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. But he is very angry, that's for sure. So Jagadananda says, "I could not go without your Lordship's permission. Now you must give me permission, and I shall certainly go there." Prabhu Prite Tara Gama Nakoran Angikar Deho Prabhoratai Agya Mage Bar. Because of affection for Jagadananda Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not permit him to depart. But Jagadananda Pandit repeatedly insisted that the Lord give him permission to go. Swarup Gosaire Pandit Koilani Vedan Purva Hoite Vrindavana Jaite Moraman. Jagadananda then submitted a plea to Swarup Damodar. For a long time he said, I have wanted to go to Vrindaban. Prabhu Agya Bina Tahan Jaite Na Pari Eva Agya Nadena More Krore Jahaboli. I cannot go there, however, without the Lord's permission, which at present he denies me. He says, you are going because you are angry at me. Sahaje Morataha Jaite Morahoy Prabhu Agya Loya Deho Koriye Vinoi. Naturally, I have a desire to go to Vrindaban. Therefore, please humbly request him to grant his permission. Tabe Swarup Gosai Kohe Prabhur Charane Jagadananda Icha Bora Jaite Vrindavane. Thereafter, Swarup Damodar submitted this appeal at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagadananda Pandit intensely desires to go to Vrindaban. Tomaratai Agyadeho Mage Bar Agyadeho Matura Deki Aishe Ekbar. He begs for permission again and again. He begs for permission again and again. Therefore, please permit him to go to Mathura and then return. Aire Dekite Chaiche Goda Deshe Jai Taiche Ek Bar Vrindavan Deki Ai. You permitted him to go see Mother Sachi in Bengal, and you may similarly permit him to go see Vrindavan and then return here. Swarup Gosaira Bole Prabhu Antya-lila Jagadananda Bolaya Tare Shikaila. At the request of Swarup Damodar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu granted Jagadananda Pandit permission to go. The Lord sent for him and instructed him as follows. Varanasi Parjanta Swachande Jaivapate Age Sabadane Jaiva Katrijadi Sate. You may go as far as Varanasi without encountering disturbance, but beyond Varanasi you should be very careful to travel on the path in the company of the Kshatriyas. Kevala Gaudiya Kshatriyas are like some military escort to go through beyond Varanasi, because it's filled with, it says here, in those days the path from Varanasi to Vrindaban was infested with robbers, and therefore there were Kshatriyas to protect travelers. Kevala Gaudiya Paile Bhattapara Kori Bande Sab Lute Bande Rake Jaite Virode. As soon as the plunderers on the road see a Bengali traveling alone, they take everything from him, arrest him, and do not let him go. Bengalis are generally not very stout and strong. Therefore, when a lone Bengali traverses the roads of Bihar, the plunderers on the road capture him, rob all his belongings, and kidnap him for their own service. According to one opinion, the rogues of Bihar know very well that Bengalis are intelligent. Therefore, these thieves generally force the Bengalis into service, requiring intelligence, and do not allow them to leave. Mathura Gele Sanatana Sange Rohiva Mathurar Swami Saber Charana Bandiva. When you reach Mathura, you should remain with Sanatan Goswami and offer respectful obeisances to the feet of all the leading men there. Dure Rohe Bhakti Korea Sange Narahiva Tasabar Achara Cheshta Loite Nariva. Do not mix freely with the residents of Mathura. Show them respect from a distance, because you are on a different platform of devotional service. You cannot adopt their behavior and practices. The residents of Vrindaban and Mathura are devotees of Krishna in parental affections, and therefore their feelings always conflict with opinions of smarta Brahmins. Devotees who worship Krishna in opulence cannot understand the parental devotional feelings of the residents of Mathura and Vrindaban who follow the path of spontaneous love. Devotees on the platform of Vidhi-marg, regular devotional principles, may misunderstand the activities of those on the platform of Rag-marg, devotional service and spontaneous love. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Jagadananda Pandit to remain apart from the residents of Vrindaban who were spontaneous devotees, so as not to become disrespectful toward them. So, this is true that Vrindaban devotees, they're more free generally than devotees who take guidance under a spiritual master and under the Lord. They have some kind of spontaneous relationship with the Lord. But Govinda Maharaj, I believe he one time gave an example of one person in Vrindaban, how she acted. It was not trying to offend anybody, but Govinda Maharaj said this lady was serving prasadam or serving persons, and she had to, pass urine, so she just squatted down and spread her dress and passed urine, and then, of course, nobody could see anything, and then she got up and without washing her hands or anything, just continued serving. So Govinda Maharaj said that kind of behavior, like people sometimes have some spontaneity in Vrindaban, which is that the devotees in general shouldn't imitate, or they shouldn't mix too closely with them, because sometimes we also see in Vrindaban now, there are sahaja people who act in incorrect ways, and they do so under so-called sentimental or so-called spontaneous relationship with the Lord, which is not really understood so well. But it is true that in Vrindaban, when you go there, people are not following so much regulative principles, but more spontaneous way of acting. So Mahaprabhu told Jagadananda, don't mix too closely with the residents in Vrindaban, because I don't want you to become like them. Sanatana Sangha Korea Bana Darashan Sanatan Nera Sangana Chariba Ekan. Visit all 12 forests of Vrindaban in the association of Sanatan Goswami. Do not leave his association for even a moment. Shigra Asiyatahana Rahia Chirakala Govardhanena Chadiya Dekite Gopala. You should remain in Vrindaban for only a short time and then return here as soon as possible. Also, do not climb Govardhan Hill to see the Gopal deity. In his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur advises that one should avoid remaining in Vrindaban for a very long time. As the saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt. If one stays in Vrindaban for many days, he may fail to maintain proper respect for its inhabitants. Therefore, those who have not attained the stage of spontaneous love for Krishna should not live in Vrindaban very long. It is better for them to make short visits. One should also avoid climbing Govardhan Hill to see the Gopal deity. Since Govardhan Hill itself is identical with Gopal, one should not step on the hill or touch it with one's feet. one may see Gopal when he goes elsewhere. Amiya asitechi kohiya sanatane amaratare ek stan janakori Vrindavane informs Sanatan Goswami that I am coming to Vrindavan for a second time and that he should therefore arrange a place for me to stay. Itabole Jagananande Koila Alingan Jagadananda Chalila Prabhu Bandiya Charan. After saying this, the Lord embraced Jagadananda Pandit, who then worshipped the Lord's lotus feet and started for Vrindavan. Sabbaktagantai Agyamagila Manapate Chali Varanasi Aila. He took permission from all the devotees and then departed. Traveling on the forest path, he soon reached Varanasi. So here's Manapate Chali. He's, gives the idea of movement. He's traveling on Chali. Maybe something like step after step. He's going on the forest path. Tapana Mishra, Chandrasekhar, Dohare Milila, Taratai, Prabhura Kata, Sakale Ishunila. So that's how people would travel. They're just traveling on foot. He's traveling on foot from Jagannath Puri all the way to Vrindaban, which is some distance. When he met Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar in Varanasi, they heard from him about topics concerning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Some people refer to Varanasi as Banaras. When he met Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar in Varanasi, they heard from him about topics concerning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mathurati Ashi Milila Sanatane Dui Janera Sange Duke Anandita Mane. Finally, Jagadananda Pandit reached Mathura, where he met Sanatan Goswami. They were very pleased to meet each other. Sanatana Koraila Tari Dwarashabana Darshan Gokule Rohila Duk Duhe Deki Mahavan. After Sanatan Goswami had taken Jagadananda to see all 12 forests of Vrindavan, concluding with Mahavan, the two of them remained in Gokula. Sanatanera Gofate Duhe Rohe Ektai Pandita Paka Koren Devaloye Jai. They stayed in Sanatan Goswami's cave, but Jagadananda Pandit would go to a nearby temple and cook for himself. Sanatana Bika Koren Jai Mahavane Kabu Devaloye Kabu Brahmana Sadhane. Sanatan Goswami would beg alms from door to door in the villages of Mahavan. Sometimes he would go to a temple and sometimes to a Brahman's house. Sanatana Panditera Kore Samadan Mahavane Dena Ani Mage Anapan. Sanatan Goswami attended to all of Jagadananda Pandit's needs. He begged in the area of Mahavan and brought Jagadananda all kinds of things to eat and drink. Ekdin Sanatane Pandita Nirantila Nitya Kritya Koreteho Pakachadaila. One day Jagadananda Pandit, having invited Sanatan to the nearby temple for lunch, finished his routine duties and began to cook. Mukunda Saraswati Nam Sannyasi Mahajane Ek Bahir Vasteho Dila Sanatane. Previously, a great sannyasi named Mukunda Saraswati had given Sanatan Goswami an outer garment. That means that Mukunda Saraswati gave Sanatan Goswami one of his sannyas dhotis. Sanatan would dress in more or less what corresponds to Babaji Vesh, just a shortened dhoti. And Sanatani se bastra mastake bandiya Jagadananda basa dware basila asiya. Sanatan Goswami was wearing this cloth bound about his head when he came to Jagadananda Pandit's door and sat down. So he had a saffron cloth wrapped around his head. Sometimes people make like a kind of an improvised turban out of, and he had this colored cloth on his head. Sanatan Goswami. Ratula Mastradeki Pandita Primavishta Hoila Mahaprabhu Prasad Jani Tahare Puchila. Assuming the reddish cloth to be a gift from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagadananda Pandit was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Thus he questioned Sanatan Goswami, Kahan Paila Tumi E Ratula Basan Mukunda Saraswati Dila Kohe Sanatan. Where did you get that reddish cloth on your head? Jagadananda asked. Sanatan Goswami replied, Mukunda Saraswati gave it to me. Shuni Panditera Mane Krodupa Jila Batera Handi Hate Loya Marite Aila. Hearing this, Jagadananda Pandit immediately became very angry and took a cooking pot in his hand, intending to beat Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Tare Chani Lajita Hoila Bolite Lagila Pandit Hande Chulate Darila. Sanatan Goswami, however, knew Jagadananda Pandit very well and was consequently somewhat ashamed. Jagadananda therefore left the cooking pot on the stove and spoke as follows. Tumi Mahaprabhu Hao Parshad Pradhan Toma Sama Mahaprabhu Priya Nahian. You are one of the chief associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, no one is dearer to him than you. Anya Sanyasira Bastra Tumidara Shire Kon Aiche Hoi Iha Pare Sahibare. Since still you have bound your head with a cloth given to you by another sannyasi, who can tolerate such behavior? Sanatana Kohe Saru Pandita Mahashai Thomas Sama Chaitanya Priya Kehonai. Sanatan Goswami said, My dear Jagadananda, you are a greatly learned saint. No one is dearer to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu than you. Aiche Chaitanya Nishta Jogyatomate Tumina Dekaila Iha Shakiba Kemote. This faith in Mahaprabhu quite befits you. Unless you demonstrate it, how could I learn such faith? Jahadeki Bare Bastra Mastake Bandila Say Apurva Prema E Pratyaka Dekila. My purpose in binding my head with the cloth has now been fulfilled because I have personally seen your uncommon love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sanatan Goswami says, I put this cloth on my head because you're well known for your strong love for Mahaprabhu, and I wanted to see an exhibition of this love. So I knew this would provoke some response from you. Is more or less what he's saying. Rakta Bastra Vaishnavara Parite Nachujai Kon Prabhashiredi Mukhi Koi Uhai. This saffron cloth is unfit for Vaishnava to wear, therefore I have no use for it. I shall give it to a stranger. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments on this incident as follows. Vaishnavas are all liberated persons unattached to anything material. Therefore, a Vaishnava need not accept the dress of a sannyasi to prove his exalted position. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order from a sannyasi of the Mayavad school. Present-day Vaishnava sannyasis, however, never think that by accepting the dress of the sannyas order they have become equal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, a Vaishnava accepts the sannyas order to remain an eternal servant of his spiritual master. He accepts the sannyas order knowing that he is unequal to his spiritual master, who is a Paramahamsa, and he thinks that he is unfit to dress like a Paramahamsa. So that's what Sanatan Goswami, how he dressed. It's called Paramahamsa Vesh. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he introduced sannyas Vesh, and we don't sannyas clothes, and we don't imitate the Goswamis by dressing as Babajis. But in fact, many Sahajis in Vrindaban do imitate that Paramahamsa Vesh, although they're not at all qualified. Therefore, a Vaishnava accepts sannyas out of humility, not out of pride. Sanatan Goswami had adopted the dress of a Paramahamsa, therefore it was inappropriate for him to wear saffron cloth on his head. However, a Vaishnava sannyasi does not think himself fit to imitate the dress of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. According to the principles set down by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trinadapi Sunichena, one should always think himself in the lowest stage, not on the level of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. So Vaishnava will sometimes accept a sannyas order just to keep himself below the level of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. This is the instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that's a very good explanation. Pakkore Jagadananda Chaitanya Samarpila Dvijana Vasitabe Prasad Paila. When Jagadananda Pandit finished cooking, he offered the food to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he and when Jagadananda Pandit finished cooking, he offered the food to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he and Sanatan Goswami sat down and ate the prasadam. Prasad, Pai, Anjonye, Koil Anlingam, Chaitanya Virahe, Duhe, Korila, Grandan. After eating the prasadam, they embraced each other and cried due to separation from Lord Chaitanya. Emata Masha Dui Rohila Vrindavane Chaitanya Virahaduk Najayastane. They passed two months in Vrindavan in this way. Finally, they could no longer tolerate the unhappiness of separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu or Sandesh Kohila Sanatane Amiyasi Techi Rohite Korea Ekstane. Jagadananda Pandit therefore gave Sanatan Goswami the message from the Lord, I'm coming to Vrindavan, please arrange a place for me to stay. Jagadananda Pandit Tabe Agyamagila Sanatana Prabhure Kichu Betavastu Dila. When Sanatan Goswami granted permission for Jagadananda to return to Jagannath Puri, he gave Jagadananda some gifts for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gave Jagadananda some gifts to give to Mahaprabhu. Rasa Stalera Baluwara Govardhanera Shila Shukma Pakabhila Fala Aragunsha Mala. Gifts consisted of some sand from the site of the Rasa Lila, a Govardhan Shila or a stone from Govardhan Hill, dry ripened pilu fruits, and a garland of Gunshamala. Gunshamala They appear to be white and red beans that are like uncooked beans that are strung in a garland. And the Govardhan Shila is Krishna, and the Gunja Mala is put on with the Shila is like Srimati Radharani. Jagadananda Pandit Shalila Sabloya Vyakula Hoila Sanatana Tari Vidaidiya. Thus Jagadananda Pandit, bearing all these gifts, started on his journey. Sanatan Goswami, however, was very much agitated after bidding him farewell. Prabhu Nimita Ekstan Mani Vicharila Dwara Shaditya Tilaya Ek Mata Paila. Soon afterwards, Sanatan Goswami selected a place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could stay while in Vrindaban. It was a temple in the highlands named Dwara Shaditya Tila. Seistana Rakila Gosais Samskara Korea Maturer Age Rohila Ek Choni Bandiya. Sanatan Goswami kept the temple very clean and in good repair. In front of it, he erected a small hut. Shigrachali Nilachali Gela Jagadananda Bhakta Saha Gosai Hoila Parama Ananda. Meanwhile, traveling very quickly, Jagadananda Pandit soon arrived in Jagannath Puri, much to the joy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. Prabhu Charana Bande Sabare Milila Mahaprabhu Tare Drida Alingana Koila. After offering prayers at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagadananda Pandit greeted everyone. Then the Lord embraced Jagadananda very strongly. Sanataner Name Pandit Dandavat Koila Rasastalir Duliadi Sababeta Dila. Jagadananda Pandit offered obeisances to the Lord on behalf of Sanatan Goswami. Then he gave the Lord the dust from the site of the Rasa dance along with the other gifts. Sabdravya Rakilena Pilu Dilena Bantiya Vrindabaner Falaboli Koila Rishta Hoya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept all the gifts except the pilu fruits, which he distributed to the devotees. Because the fruits were from Vrindaban, everyone ate them with great happiness. J.K. Hojani Anti Chushite Lagila Jaina Jani Godiya Pilu Chavaya Koila. Those devotees who were familiar with pilu fruits sucked on the seeds, but the Bengali devotees who did not know what they were chewed the seeds and swallowed them. Mukitara Jalagela Jiva Kore Jwal Vrindavana Pilu Kaite E Ek Lila. The hot chili like taste burned the tongues of those who chewed the seeds. Thus, eating of pilu fruits from Vrindavan became a pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. Jagadananda Agamane Sabar Ulas E Mate Nilachale Prabhu Ravilas. When Jagadananda Pandit returned from Vrindavan, everyone was jubilant. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed his pastimes while residing at Jagannath Puri. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Hopefully tomorrow we can continue. Last time I said that, well, we'll continue tomorrow, but I didn't get to read for some days. Well, tomorrow we have the Sunday program, but I'll try to read early in the morning. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Jagadananda Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrindaban Jai Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charya Ashtatara Sarasi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charya Ashtatara Sarasi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattadash Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Se Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvaparenya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Kaladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shrina Shinga Dev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Shripad Bhakti Raman Madhava Maharaj Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Pavan Janata Maharaj Ki Jai.